Genghis Khan, born Temujin in 1162, is one of history's most famous conquerors and the founder of the Mongol Empire. His legacy stretches far and wide, not only because of the empire he built but also because of his descendants. Genghis Khan's bloodline is notably prolific due to his many marriages and widespread offspring, making him one of the most well-documented men in history in terms of genetic legacy. So, how many people today can trace their ancestry to Genghis Khan? The answer is incredibly high, far more than one might initially think. 1. Genghis Khan's descendants. Genghis Khan had several wives and numerous concubines, which were typical practices for men of his power and status. It is believed that Genghis Khan fathered many children, but the exact number is unclear, with estimates ranging from several dozen to hundreds of children. His known sons include Jebe, also known as Jebe Noyan. Jebe's siblings, Jebe Noyan, Talyui, Kublai Khan, and others. 2. The extent of Genghis Khan's genetic legacy. Several studies have suggested that a significant percentage of the male population in Asia, and, to a smaller degree, parts of Europe, may be genetically related to Genghis Khan. The most famous of these studies was conducted by Dr. Zergel and colleagues in 2003, which discovered a striking pattern in the Y chromosome, passed down from father to son. This study revealed that approximately 1 in 200 men, about 0.5% of the world's male population, could be traced back to a common ancestor who lived around 1,000 years ago, around the time Genghis Khan was active. Here's how this happens. The study identified a distinct Y chromosome marker that appears in the male lineage of people from regions spanning from Mongolia to the western parts of China, and across large swathes of Central Asia, and even parts of Europe. This marker indicates that this common ancestor had many descendants, and the likely person is Genghis Khan. 3. Estimations of genetic legacy. According to the findings, it is estimated that 16 million men, or roughly 0.5% of the world's male population, today can trace their genetic lineage to Genghis Khan. This means millions of people worldwide share the same Y chromosome signature, suggesting a direct ancestral connection to him. 4. How did this happen? Several factors explain the extraordinary spread of Genghis Khan's descendants. Large number of descendants. Genghis Khan had many wives and concubines. He was not only married to a large number of women but also had a number of children with them. Additionally, after his conquests, he would often take women from the tribes he conquered, which increased his number of offspring. Mongol expansion. The Mongol Empire under Genghis Khan expanded rapidly across Asia and into Europe, which meant that his descendants would spread across vast territories. As his empire stretched, his male descendants, often through the noble and royal lines, helped consolidate Mongol power, leading to a huge network of descendants. Legacy of his sons and grandsons. His sons and grandsons, particularly Kublai Khan, who became the emperor of China, continued to have many children and reinforced the genetic legacy of Genghis Khan. Political power. Due to Genghis Khan's military conquests, many of his descendants were positioned in positions of power throughout the vast Mongol Empire and its successor states, leading to further expansion of his genetic line. 5. Spread of Genghis Khan's DNA. The genetic legacy of Genghis Khan is not confined to Mongolia or Central Asia. His descendants' lineage spread far beyond the Mongol Empire as his descendants continued to rule and conquer new territories. This is why people in regions as distant as Russia, Eastern Europe, and the Middle East might have Mongol ancestry. Genghis Khan's bloodline could theoretically extend as far as Europe and the Americas, where Mongol descendants intermingled with the populations they conquered or ruled over. 6. A rare Y chromosome signature. The Y chromosome is passed down from father to son, meaning this specific genetic signature can be traced along male lines. In Genghis Khan's case, the specific Y chromosome marker found in his descendants is extremely rare but widespread in the regions his empire controlled. Essentially, this rare Y chromosome marker shows up so often in male populations across many different regions that it suggests a single, powerful, common ancestor who lived around 1,000 years ago. 7. Sociocultural impact. While the notion of Genghis Khan's descendants is fascinating on a genetic level, it also carries historical and sociocultural significance. Some of the modern-day nations that can trace their ancestry back to Genghis Khan include Mongolia. As his empire originated here, many Mongolians are direct descendants of Genghis Khan. China, especially through the Yuan dynasty, which was founded by Genghis Khan's grandson, Kublai Khan. Russia and other regions of the former Soviet Union, particularly in the areas that were part of the Golden Horde, a Mongol state. Central Asia, many people from countries like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Kyrgyzstan also carry genetic markers linked to Genghis Khan due to the Mongol invasions in the 13th century. 8. Female descendants. While the genetic study primarily focused on male-line descendants, since the Y chromosome is passed from father to son, Genghis Khan's female descendants also carried his genetic legacy. However, their Y chromosome would not show the same genetic markers, as the Y chromosome is inherited only through male lines. Thus, it's much harder to trace his female descendants, but historical accounts suggest that Genghis Khan also had numerous daughters, some of whom were married off to leaders and rulers across the empire, spreading his bloodline further. 9. Modern-day legacy. Today, many people across the world may unknowingly carry the genetic legacy of Genghis Khan. The reach of his empire and the sheer number of his descendants means that his genetic footprint is widespread in certain populations. Even though many of his descendants would not have any direct knowledge of this ancestral link, genetic studies have made it clear that millions of people are linked to one of history's most legendary figures. In conclusion, Genghis Khan's descendants make up a staggering number of people worldwide, with estimates suggesting that millions of men today can trace their lineage to him through their Y chromosomes. This widespread genetic legacy is a testament to his extraordinary life, the vast expanse of his empire, and the number of children he had, solidifying his place as one of the most influential figures in history.